All right, guys, the Fed decision is here in a couple of minutes. We already laid out what we're watching for. SPXL, I'm still watching oil. Oil inventories were earlier. We're going to watch for a pop or a breakdown in UVXY. That's the VIX, and SVXY. That's the inverse VIX here. And I also have my eye on biotech and Netflix here, Google. Let's get JNUG up here. So basically, what I'm looking at, my main focus is for what we're going to do swing. But if I catch a nice move here where there's an initial pop or breakdown, we can usually fade that move. It's a really quick trade. You have to be quick on your fingers. And then at some point, it's going to normalize. We're going to get a break in either direction. And that will, you can take an intraday trade for that. But that's where I'll start watching for what we can do with swing. Now, maybe not much happens, and we're about just a few seconds here. Let's look for initial breakdown or pop. There we go. It's 11. Let's see what happens here. UVXY is right around 1769. We have SPY. Not doing a whole lot at this point. Well, a little bit of a pop here, but nothing really significant. And there we go. It's starting to move here. Moving to the upside, which would probably mean UVXY won't do much to the upside. And there it goes. There it goes. We should see SVXY starting to move. Now, at this point, at some point here, there should be a decent fade opportunity. And current positions for swings, I've got Netflix, Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA short. These are some hedges here, financial short, and TZA. And honestly, I haven't looked at exactly what the news is at this point. I just want to quickly be able to trade this, and then I'll step back and actually take a look at the news. All right, it's continuing to run. Netflix hasn't done a whole lot at this point. But let's look at these key ranges here. Now, if we look at intraday here, we had the pullback, the nice hammer here. If we can get out of today holding the 9, that's going to be fantastic for the market. Really good for our long swing positions and setting up for longs going forward. And obviously, if we get the breakdown here of the 9, we'd start looking for a pullback, and that's where we could take a position in UVXY. UVXY early on is getting hit. These are just initial reactions. They don't really set us up for swing yet. We want to see how the market reacts towards the close. And we talked about this in the post that I put out this morning. And give me a minute here, guys. I'm just going to take a look at some news here. And it looks like we could be getting the fade in here. So initial pop up to almost 129.50 now. We're at 129.11. You can see here with SVXY. SVXY is actually starting to run and put in a little tail there. All right, so far, in terms of current positions for swings, they haven't done much of anything. I should have my banks up here as well. So let me get FAS here. And FAS had kind of a negative reaction initially. All right, I guess the news is what was expected. So between 0.75 and 1%, which is why we're not getting a ton of movement here, although SPY is popping a little from that initial reaction there. SVXU is really starting to move now. So what I'm going to do now for the rest of the day, so I'm going to get off here in a second, but the key level to watch for swings here is how we react going into the close. If we react with a strong close above the 9 here, so we're at 29.68, anywhere above, we'll say 128.50, I may look to add a long position. Right now, I'm pretty balanced here, 3 shorts, 3 longs. And I'm getting close to the point where I can look to take profits in Netflix. But if we get a strong close, I'll probably stick with the Netflix position and see if it can make that run to 150, which we've been watching for a while. I was in here at about 140. Same goes with Tesla. Tesla's actually back to my entry level, looking for a move to 270 to 280. If we get that strong close, maybe we start to head up there. And same goes for Amazon. And if this starts to break, not necessarily the financials, because at this point the financials are showing a bit of an inverse relationship, but I'd have to get stopped out in NVIDIA and take some profits in here. So that's what I'm looking to do with swing. You guys know the focusless stocks we're watching, basically the FANG stocks, Apple. If you're not in Tesla, looking for potential moves in steel. And let's actually look at what steel is doing right now. It's up big with X here. So if we look at the overall pattern here, remounting the 50-day moving average and the 9. So all this stuff, this is really initial here. We still have initial reaction here. We still have 2 hours until the close. But if these things hold here, I may look to take a long position in steel. So Bulls on Wall Street members, you may see an alert here for entering steel, but I'm not going to enter it right now. I want to see if the market can hold these levels. At this point, the market's really strong, hasn't given us a fade yet, but maybe it does after a few more minutes here. So I'm going to get off here. Keep watching these key levels, and if you're swing trading, potentially look to add a long position if we hold these levels here. All right, guys, talk to you later.